Okay, today I want to talk about exercise. I've talked about this several times before, but I feel like I just kind of loop through themes or topic videos. And this is one that I actually got a question from someone on Instagram. And they're asking if they still are someone that would need to stop exercising. If you're asking that question, then yes. I didn't have to read any further, but I did. And the question was, I feel like I've done a really good job at overcoming like the crazy obsessive hours I used to put in and the extreme exercise that I used to feel compulsed to do. And now it seems like very moderate. I feel like, I do maybe 30 minutes every day, and it's not super intense, and it feels, like I'm not beating up my body. It doesn't feel like it used to feel at all, but I find that I'm having a hard time. These were her things. I'm having a hard time taking days off. I'm having a hard time not having it impact what I eat if I don't. So there's still that link there. And I still get a little stressed until I get it done. So she's someone who has to do it in the morning, and if she's not able to, or something comes up, she gets a bit stressed out. And just those things right there are signs that you do still need to take some more time off. Even though you've taken a ton of time off and you've brought it back in and you're doing so much better, there's still some disorder there. Exercise should never cause you stress until you get it done. You should never be prioritizing that over other things that are more important to you in your life, right? Responsibilities, such as kids, job, social events, right? Taking care of your house. Like, it shouldn't come before those things. And not being able to take a day off is a huge red flag as well. Huge. And so what I would advise is that this person takes a step back. It may not need to be a whole other year. If you've already done a lot of work and you've taken yourself away from any kind of exercise for an extended period of time, and as you brought it back in, it's kind of crept to this, and it started out okay, but now it's not. And something she mentioned is she's like, it hasn't increased. It's been several months I've been here and I haven't increased my time doing it. It's just these still kind of little tugs and pulls, and a little bit of anxiety is being caused because of it. And I just want to applaud you for the work you've done, but also I still think that it's so important that you take this time off from all forms of exercise. So don't replace that with then walking. I would say do nothing for a while, and you may find that you can return to it sooner than you did last time, taking your break, but just removing yourself and then being able to see that, okay, I remember I did this for a long time. I ate unrestrictedly, I rested, I didn't feel like I needed to do anything different with my food because I wasn't exercising. Just kind of almost like a regroup or a reset is as people bring exercise in. Sometimes this will happen. You're not the first that I've seen this happen with. There's no shame in having to take a step back again. There's no shame in saying, hey, I'm actually going cold turkey again. I'm going to do it for a while. And I really, really want to next time go into this with an attitude of I can miss days. I don't have to do this every day. I don't need to stress if this doesn't happen. I don't need to get anxious and plan my whole morning around it. All of those things are signs that there's still a little bit of compulsion there. Maybe not as bad, but there still is. And sometimes because it's not as bad, people justify it or think, well, I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't want to do that. And I can't do that. I'm far past that point in recovery. No, you're not. You're never far past that. It's never too late to do the things you need to do in recovery just because you've been in it a certain period of time or because it's better. So recommit as if you're at the very, very beginning stage of your recovery and you're like, I am going to be so committed to not exercising. I am not doing any lower level of movement, and I'm committing to eating unrestrictedly. That's how I want you to go into it. Because exercise, and this was another question, this is kind of why I'm talking about this today. I've had a few questions about this. Another question that I got kind of in relationship to this is, she said, let's see, I just lost my train of thought. Totally just lost my train of thought. What did she say about exercise? Darn it. And I'm not editing this, so just give me a second. What was it? Oh, that was it. Got it. I knew it was going to come to me. She said, I still really enjoy it though. Like I actually don't want to, whereas before I was so exhausted physically, and as hard as it was for me to accept, I knew I kind of needed to take that time off, but now I can't really justify it. I'm in, and this is her speaking, I'm in a healthy size body. My body isn't sore and tired and aching all the time. It's very moderate what I do. My husband's not worried about me anymore. It's fun while I'm doing it. It's just if I don't do it, right? And just that right there, you have to stop, even if you're still enjoying it. So if you're someone that's like, no, I'm loving it, I'm so glad it's part of my life again, I really like it, but I can't take it off, but I have to plan things around it, but I have to, that's still too much of a value or priority in your life, kind of out of balance with other things that are going on in your life. So take the time off. It is so worth it. Oftentimes I'll get asked, what's a healthy relationship with food like? And it's like, well, or excuse me, with exercise. What's a healthy relationship with exercise like? And I said, it's never dictated based off of what you ate, what you're gonna eat. It's never dictated off of feeling like you have to, or feeling like if you don't, you're not a good person. It's never dictated off of aesthetics. You're not doing it because you're trying to change or look a certain way. You're not doing it because if you don't, you're going to. And this is something that I really struggled with at the beginning when I took time off, was like, if I don't do it, I'm not going to get that endorphin rush. I'm going to feel so flat. I'm going to feel so depressed. And guess what I did? I actually felt very, very flat for quite some time, especially those initial stages, which I would call like the withdrawal period from removing yourself from exercise. I did feel really flat, and I felt like it felt like such a weird experience, phenomenon for me to like go days without doing anything. And I accepted the fact that I felt kind of flat and down, and I knew that my body just kind of had to regulate itself again, and it's going to get used to just living a life without having to do that for a while. And it did, right? And I did that for quite some time before I felt like this isn't driven by burning calories. This isn't driven by changing or toning my body. This isn't driven because I'm eating X, Y, and Z and I feel like I have to. It's truly just because you want to, because it feels good. It's like your body is calling out for you to do it, and there's no more mental stuff jumbled up in your head that feels disordered. So that's what you're shooting for with exercise. And I can't encourage you enough to work on that regardless of what stage you're at, whether it's the beginning stages or this later stage like this woman who messaged me is at. It's still so important you address it until the end, until you get to that mental freedom with it. So please take that advice. And if you're that person listening, make the changes, stop for a period of time, and then you can reassess down the road. Okay. Maybe take it, depending on where you're at, take it a week at a time, take it a month at a time. If you've already done the work where you've removed yourself for a very long time, just to kind of pull back a little bit and regroup. So that's my advice to you today. I hope you have a good day. Bye.